What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Guys, I have a special request from my guy Peter here with the scrambled borders of Baarle. I hope I say that right. Baarle. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, but we finna check that out. Check this out. Y'all hit that subscribe button. Send down those recommendations.
Is Europe. These are Belgium and the Netherlands. This is the international border between them, and this is the area known as Baarle, which consists of the Dutch municipality Baarle-Nassau and 4 separate pieces of land that make up the Belgian municipality Baarle-Hertog. Simple, right? Well, not quite. You see, this isn't really what the international border looks like. This is what it looks like, which means that in addition to the 4 land pieces seen earlier, Baarle-Hertog consists of a further 22 separate Belgian exclaves completely surrounded by the Netherlands. Likewise, Baarle-Nassau is made up of the main piece seen earlier, plus a Dutch exclave within the Belgian motherland, plus 7 further exclaves located within the Belgian exclaves that are themselves within the Netherlands. Of course, some of these border irregularities occur on pastures and fields that nobody cares about, but the lion's share of the complexity actually lies within the main village, where over 8,000 people live. And make no mistake, these borders aren't invisible, theoretical boundaries.
You know what? When I was doing a lot of Netherlands videos, I did see that Belgium was close because I was doing a geography game, and I kept forgetting about Belgium. Shout out to Belgium. They close.
1,000 people live. And make no mistake, these borders aren't invisible, theoretical boundaries. They are a set of very clearly marked lines, every last one of them, with helpful labels telling you which side is which.
What?
And the borders pass indiscriminately through just about anything, including roads and buildings, so next door neighbours might reside in different kingdoms, retail stores, so the checkout queue might feel like border control, car parks, so drivers can double park in epic fashion.
Oh my god!
So
no parking in 2 countries. That's so different. Like I wonder how the borders work here in America, because I never seen stuff like this. I think this is probably my second video, like seeing that they have it actually outlined that, hey, this is here. Well, no, I think, matter of fact, my mom, her job, the front of the building is one city and the back of the building is another city. So, but I don't think they have a like mark. They just say that it's like. But this is interesting.
Car parks,
That's
so
crazy.
Drivers can double park in epic
parking
fashion.
in 2 countries.
Restaurants, so couples sitting across the table might be sitting in different countries, and sometimes even through residential houses.
What?
So one might be resting on a couch in Belgium while watching television in the Netherlands.
What?
So which country do these people live in? Are they residents of both? Actually, the location of the front door determines which sovereign state the house is officially in. It also determines who their public utilities providers are, including electricity, internet and television.
Wow.
Wait, does that influence what channels they have access to? Anyway, to make things easier, most house numbers are decorated with the relevant national flags, so people can keep track of which government to pay taxes to. Of course, the street names don't change from one country to the next. That would be crazy. But the house numbering does, making the overall sequence non-continuous.
That is so different.
This has the unfortunate side effect that some addresses, as in street name and house number, occur twice. That must be a nightmare for the local postman. Oh, by the way, if you live in the Dutch part of Baarle and you want to post a parcel to the Belgian side, make sure you drop it in a Belgian post box. Otherwise, your parcel will be carried by van from Nassau to Amsterdam, then flown over to Brussels, and then carried by van back to Hertog. At least that's the official story. But back to house numbering. What happens when the border passes straight through the front door? This is not a theoretical scenario. There really is a house with the front door on the border.
That is
the solution? 2 house numbers resulting in 2 addresses in 2 countries. It even has 2 doorbells.
What?
Okay.
I would be confused as a mailman. This would be tough being a mailman on this side of town.
2 countries. It even has 2 doorbells. Okay, so obviously all of this border fiasco is purely theoretical, right? Nope. Baarle-Hertog and Baarle-Nassau really are 2 separate municipalities. They have different flags and different coats of arms, different town halls with different mayors, different police services, different school systems, different churches, different post offices and different postcodes, as mentioned earlier, different providers of electricity, internet and television, and different official websites. But not everything is separated. There's a single joint cultural centre and joint library, with 2 official entrances in different countries and 2 addresses and 2 phone numbers. But even stranger, the local authorities operate according to 2 different sets of national law. For example, the 2009 European Parliament elections had the townspeople voting in separate ballots on different dates. The Dutch could choose not to go, but for Belgians, voting was compulsory. Other legislation differences include tax rates and Sunday shopping laws.
Oh, now this, like, when they come to the taxes, that's actually how this one school that's close by to my town, or the town over, the school is actually in one county, but once you pass the school, you're entered in another county. It's weird because it's still that city, but it's considered another county. So there's a place that's in the middle, or those houses that's past that school, they're considered to be in both counties. It's weird. Like there's some towns and some buildings that are in like multiple counties. So I guess that can relate, but we ain't got it separated and boarded up. Like, you know, people don't know. Some people don't know. That's the crazy thing. But this
has prompted store owners to jump countries by moving their front door by a few feet. Thanks to EU harmonisation of law, many legislation differences have disappeared, but not all. For instance, Belgians are allowed to build a house less than 300 metres from a pig farm, which is illegal in the Netherlands. Also, residents of Baarle sometimes buy fireworks in Belgium and smuggle them into the Netherlands, where purchasing fireworks is only legal 3 days per year. If you think that's dodgy, just wait. In the early 1990s, a bank was suspected of money laundering, but the authorities couldn't search the vault. Why? Well, the Dutch police couldn't get into the vault since, even though the bank's entrance was in the Netherlands, the vault was in Belgium.
Oh my god.
Meanwhile, the Belgian police couldn't go through the entrance because it was in the Netherlands. In the end, the 2 police forces worked together to overcome the jurisdiction dilemma.
That's so confusing.
But how did we end up with such a crazy border system? Well, in medieval times, Belgium and the Netherlands operated under the feudal system. The various dukes and lords exchanged lands all the time, sometimes by way of business, sometimes by way of gambling. But when the 2 countries signed the Treaty of Maastricht in 1843, most of these border irregularities were streamlined, except for Baarle, where they decided that, nope, this gloriously complicated border must be preserved. Still, the official state border remained vague until the late 1970s, when a special commission was established to precisely determine it, a job that took a mere 15 years to complete. So living in Baarle sounds like a nightmare at first, but it's actually not. In addition to law harmonisation, the 2 countries are both in the Schengen area, so residents can cross the border freely. There's no language barrier, since the official language in northern Belgium is Dutch, and both countries use the euro. What's more, the border irregularities are a tourist attraction, and the residents of Baarle are very proud of their quirky town. This is probably why all attempts to dismantle the enclaves have failed. The most recent such motion was voted against by both the Dutch and the Belgian parliaments, who decided that, nope, this gloriously complicated border must be preserved.
That is different. Yeah, that would have confused me. You'll basically be having to have double for your trouble at this point, because if my TV provider is in the Netherlands and my furniture is in Belgium, or my lights, my electricity, my Wi-Fi is in Belgium, that's a lot to deal. That is different. That is different. Then that threw me. That was funny about the bank situation. Like, they couldn't get in there because it was Belgium. And Belgium couldn't even get through the door because it was the death. That's crazy. Man, that's some insane border stuff right there. Dang, that is, wow. Crazy. I can just step over and be in a whole nother country like that. What was funny too, it said no parking in 2 countries. Oh my god. Nah, that was, man, that was everywhere. I ain't gonna lie. That's different though, but appreciate that recommendation. Man, that would be confused. I would hate to be a mailman or Amazon or, FedEx, wherever, I don't know what mail carriers they have over there. I'm sure some of them are the same, but I wouldn't want to be a mailman. But that's all I have for this video. Y'all make sure y'all hit that subscribe button, send down those recommendations, and y'all be blessed, be the best, and be you. I'm out.